Alright, so here's the download I'm getting. I'm going to try and pull some weeds while I do this because they're out of control. So the priestess and the magi hold union codes within them. And I think as well, once you start trying to separate yourself from others and get close with God and your higher self, you start to discover, what else your divine blueprint, like what else you're gonna bring, what gifts you're gonna bring, or the different truths that you unlock. And you bring a sense of protection to the people around you. So kind of what else is coming to me is that I think that there's other people that, awaken to a certain an awareness that we live in a matrix, or they might seek certain truths, or they could still have a belief in God and this higher power, yet they resist the inner work because there's a knowing that they don't want to have to have it. I don't want to say they don't want to they don't want to develop empathy, but there's a knowing of how much, there's a knowing that there's pain there that you have to move through. And also the amount of change. It's like there's always this part of us that knows that to stray from the, there's certain things you already know. It's like, you're going to get outed. That you're gonna have to be lonely. Like, that you're gonna be misunderstood. I didn't anticipate the amount of rejection that would, and projection, because that's really what it is. It's really that's the part that becomes really intense. I feel like for the priestess and the magi is that there are all these tests that you go through of the collective shadow projecting its agenda, or its hatred of you, or its wanting to make you feel like your truth is silly, or that you don't have value, or you're worthless, or any of those things, which if you're already getting close to God, every time you come back to him, that your value is always in God. But you go through these periods of like, you have to regenerate yourself in your solar plexus, because it's like, well, what's the point of showing up if, like, I literally, there's just this part of me that's like, I know Soul Tribe is listening. I know they're out here. And that was the only thing guiding me, or that was the only thing that like right now, I don't have a physical Soul Tribe. But there's a deeper part of you that keeps pulling you to. Another part is that I stopped investing in myself, and that's when things got really dark. Really, my depression started coming back, and my resentment started coming back, because it was like we were out of money, but I needed to still keep investing in myself. Like, there's this need for support, but you have to keep seeking it until you've come into union within, and then your soul tribe comes, or however that part works. So you know, but once you really separate from your family, like what happened recently, and like seeing I wasn't surprised. Like there's just this really deep part of me that's like, I know that I've done this before. Like I've always felt so very detached from my family. Like I don't hate them or whatever, but it was just like there was almost like nothing that I could relate to them about. It was like it was weird. It was weird in a way. So I think that, you know, like but it's still, it's trippy. It's like you just it makes you feel like you have to push through that. What is that called, where you feel like imposter syndrome. You have to push through the imposter syndrome of like, wow, my family still doesn't even see me as connected to God, you know. I remember not this past year, I didn't see them at Thanksgiving or Christmas. The year prior, in 2023, I was there at Thanksgiving, and my mom let me say grace at the table, but it was like she said it in a mocking kind of way, like, and it's stuff like that where it's like, my family wasn't very religious, so there wasn't a lot of that to move through for me. But you have to keep coming back to God and finding who you are, and like coming back to your heart space. Like the last girl I did a session with was like, you're too much in your head. She was like, your mind is full of manipulation and programming, like, and she was like, she's like, you can't, you know, like pretty much you have to be in your heart to connect to God and stuff like that. And it's like, that's what I mean. It's like, it's such a long journey and it's to bring these union codes and to bring more and to help invite more people back into their heart space, and to trust and to remember. And I love when the wind blows and I'm out here. I feel like it's just like nature spirits talking, and to like be like that, you know, like be wild again, you know. And those parts about it are like really cool. And, you know, being able to feel that contentment just with God and stuff, you know, it's crazy, the parts of like having to like really go against your carnal nature, and like, and there's been things even that have popped up with me about lust, and realizing that it's like I've probably still I think that's one of the reasons that I deactivated TikTok, is because I was like, I really want to be intentional when I'm coming on. Like I don't want to be dancing from a lustful space, but I also don't want to restrict myself, because the feminine needs to have that wild expression. We need to express ourselves, especially if you deal with depression like I do. But I don't want to dance in spaces that it's like, it's just men treating me like an object or like an animal, or and I'm not hating on men at all. Like I want to be as understanding as I can, but it's just that's not the kind of, I respect myself more now. I don't want to subject myself to that. I want to be in spaces where I'm seen and respected and embraced. All right, those are just some things that are coming to me that I wanted to share.